and showered. I spent $50 and stayed for 30 minutes.
That's an expensive steam room.
Well, when you want to take a schwitz, you want to take a schwitz. I'm never going to begrudge a man a good schwitz. But it seems like there would be somewhere else you could go.
Like the Rec.
Or like a spa. Or listen, you do you. I'm just, I wouldn't go, man, I really want to take a, we have a schwitz downstairs in the gym here.
Yeah.
What does
You
that
just
mean?
get in there and crank it up. Sauna.
Steam room, yeah.
Just get a good
Saunas
sweat
and
going.
steam rooms are different.
Just get a good sweat going. Well, there's no hot rocks or anything, but I mean, you could just it's just a hot box down there.
Okay, that's a sauna.
Yeah.
Like with the wood.
Yeah.
And then steam rooms are like tile, and you sit in there, it's just full of steam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one's a schwitz?
But you get hot in both.
Correct.
Yeah.
But which one's downstairs?
The sauna.
Okay.
Yeah. Schwitz is more of a steam room type situation.
Got it.
Yeah. You get some good beads going. Mm-hmm. Good beads.
Sweat it out.
You sweat it out. That's right. Cavaliers are still off tonight. They will play tomorrow night back in Detroit against the Pistons at the Little Caesars Arena. I don't know what they call that colloquially. I don't know what the shorthand for the Little Caesars Arena is. Not the Pistons have moved downtown Detroit. But tomorrow night... Yeah, I don't know what it is. Here in Cleveland, we've got the Romo Fijo. That's what everyone calls it.
Everyone.
Started here. You won't hear a single person call the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse anything other than the Romo Fijo. Rolls off the tongue. It was a genius idea by yours truly. You'll hear a couple of people say The Rock. Super lame. No one says that. Romo Fijo. I don't know what they call the Little Caesars Arena. I was already off the air in Detroit by the time that whole thing happened. I'll be going there next month for the first time, taking my older daughter to see Billie Eilish.
Fun.
I hope. When she was younger, about a decade back, I brought her here to Cleveland to see Justin Bieber. There was a meet and greet. He was playing what used to be. It was called The Q. For you kids, before they renamed the venue downtown, it was called the Quicken Loans Arena. And it was basically run by the same guy who runs all of downtown Detroit, a guy named Dan Gilbert. And so it was shortened to The Q, because who wanted to say Quicken Loans Arena all the time? Q.
Maui chips.
Oh, boy. Maui chips. Only Mary gets carbonated burps from eating chips. How does that happen? What is the physiology of that?
It doesn't matter.
Congratulations. Boy, you are really celebrating your 10 years in comedy, aren't you?
I am.
Oh, that's a big load!
Came right out of her throat.
Mm-hmm.
Where was I?
Quicken Loans
right.
Arena.
The Quicken Loans Arena. But I took my daughter to see Justin Bieber, and there was a meet and greet, and whatever. Bo Matthews and I at the time took our kids. And I have, to this day, I told the story right after, but to this day, I've gone to thousands of heavy metal shows. I've never been to a show that loud, that ear-piercingly shrill. And I wasn't surprised, right? It was a full arena of Justin Bieber fans. And this is 10 years back. It's before I got all angsty, still had the swoopy hair. And my daughter was just beside herself. So she would have been like 8 years. She's going to be 18 this summer. So this was 10 years ago. And just this. And so I'm thinking that's what the Billie Eilish show is going to be. I don't think her audience is that young, but obviously it skews young, skews heavily female.
Yeah, but I feel like Billie Eilish is more like late teens, early 20s. Like college girls, I feel like are going to be there.
I think that might be a little older than she draws.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. I think she's getting girls at peak angst. I think she's getting a lot of tweens.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that she's not, again, I don't think it's going to go nearly as young as Bieber did.
I know she's petty, though.
My daughter was there in Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago.
For Billie Eilish.
And so she's 19, 20.
See,
no, she's 21 now.
That's what I think.
21, yeah.
18 to 22, I feel like
Well,
is her target.
I'm sure there's going to be moms and daughters and sons and guys, whatever. But yeah, we'll see. I don't, your daughter would know better than I if she went. But we're going. That'll be my first time at the Little Caesars Arena. Making a very short story long, the Cavaliers will be there tomorrow night to play the Pistons at 7:00. So after we get out of here at 6:30, that's when your pregame coverage will begin. We were talking yesterday about how upset Tool fans were They're going to be here, I think, March 20th. They will play the aforementioned Romo Fijo, the postponed Fear Inoculum tour. And we're talking about how upset their fans were because on all the tour stops, and they've got a couple under their belt, they're selling this heavy-duty vinyl edition of Fear Inoculum that is autographed by the band. It has etched artwork on it. It's got all this extra stuff. And they're selling it for $810. And I don't know how many, I still haven't been able to suss out how many copies they actually have, but they sell them at the tour stops, and they will continue to sell them until they're out of them. And obviously this is perfect for the Tool fan that really wants to drop some money. And there will be other people texted me, said, hey, I saw them here, wherever they were, San Diego or something, and I bought one of these, and I flipped it for $2,000. That's dynamite. That's what these are going to be. But the outcry was so fierce against Tool, a band that, depending on what day you get them, values their fans. They've dropped the price on that vinyl version of Fear Inoculum. So it's no longer $810.
$79.99.
$750.
$750. Okay.
So listen, a deal's a deal, right? If you were going to spend $810 on it, you're still going to spend $750 on it. But, these guys stand by. They're just responding to the outcry, but they stand by. They're like, you guys don't understand. These are autographed. It's going to have 4 separate scrawls on it that will be completely illegible as to who they belong to. There'll just be some quick, squiggly, silver Sharpie lines, and you can tell everyone that they're autographed. So if there are any left by the time they get here, because they're playing tonight in New York at the UBS Arena, and then they'll play Pittsburgh, Detroit, and get to Cleveland, the last stop of the tour in the United States. Their final U.S. stop is at the Romo Fijo.
Save the best for last.
And here in Cleveland, we're going to get a band called the Acid Helps opening up. Now, the European leg, you get the band Brass Against, who got famous.
Oh, the P Band.
The P Band. Yeah. And Tool has taken them out before, and so, I would imagine that's a smart play because European audiences are going to be way more into something like that. Now, I don't think it's going to happen again, but they're bringing that legacy with them. And so European fans, it's got P in the name. They'll start overseas with Brass Against, but we'll get the very last. Who knows if any of these will be left? They might all get scooped up.
Yeah, but no one in Cleveland's buying one of those. That's a mortgage payment here.
I'm sure there are plenty of people. We underestimate how many people have money to spend in Northeast Ohio.
And how irresponsible people are with their money, too.
Correct. Absolutely
That's
correct.
Yeah.
There will always be a group of people that just like, oh, I don't have it, but I want to do this, or this sounds fun.
But if it brings you joy, why not?
Right.
It's your
Yeah,
money,
I
and you
guess.
do with it what you want. There was a guy who was talking about one of these statisticians who puts out YouTube videos, and he was telling people the game you should never, ever play at the casino.
Slot machines?
Maybe? He calls them video lottery terminals. Is that the...
VLT machines, yeah.
Is that the official name for
Yeah.
those?
John Friedberg says, about to play what must be the absolute worst casino game in terms of player odds. Any guesses? One of the games, which to my surprise is one of the most popular and also has one of the worst odds against you, is the video lottery terminals. So people love them, but they usually have at least a 5% and maybe 15% house edge, so they're really not the best game. There are some casino games which have odds which are much better for the player. So for example, the game Craps, you have a 49.2929% chance of winning.
There you go. I would have thought he would have said roulette. But he said video lottery terminals. Now, those aren't the same as slot machines,
they
are
are.
they? I
That's
thought
what
these
they're
were things.
called.
Oh, they are?
VLT it's a slot machine.
I thought these
It's
were
like
things
the
that.
updated terminology. for
Okay, it is. Those are the things that are like. I thought these were the things that were like the tabletop at the end of the bar where you're picking out where she's got her boobies and. You're sitting in a bar and at the end of the bar they got the thing where you're like, find the difference.
No, they don't have
Oh.
those in casinos.
Oh, okay, I don't know.
VLT is just a slot. And they are 100% stacked against you. They're usually around an 85% payout.
That's why it's not surprising.
No.
Because this guy's like, I was really surprised.
No.
They're not going to make a popular game something that pays out all the time.
No. So they usually have between an 85 and 95% payout, which means if you put in $100, you're only going to get $85 back. Like you're not going to win statistically. You will
Which
not win on these.
begs the question.
That you might though.
There's that gambler's logic.
I'm not going to win, but what
Gamblers,
if I do?
as much as gamblers love talking about the odds, a lot of them don't ever seem to play the odds, by the way, because the odds, as you've described them and as this guy's described them, are stacked very much against you.
Depending on what you play, yes.
Well,
slot machines, yes.
slot
the
machines.
odds are absolutely stacked
That's
against
what
you.
this guy's talking about.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And yet you have poured a lot of money, by your own admission, into slot machines
Yes.
over the years.
Yes.
Why not switch to a game like craps?
Because it's not as fun.
But it's got a higher... Winning money sounds fun to me.
I mean, craps is kind of hard to follow, but in craps is a game you have to come in with like $500 to make something happen in craps, especially if it's a $25 table. Like, you need a lot of money to be playing craps for a while.
Slot machines, it's a low buy-in.
You can
just
put in
yeah.
$100, $20, whatever you got, and sit there and play 30 cents at a time and have some fun, and just be entertained. If you want to make money, don't go to a casino. Go to work.
I was just going to say, there are 1,000 places you could go for entertainment. People
Yes.
are going to the casino to win.
Most people, it's a hobby.
Well, they either have a mental illness.
No, it's a hobby. If you have $100 that you can spend and it's not going to put you out, this is a way to do that instead of going and seeing a concert or.
But if the odds are against you,
It
and
is
again,
a hobby for some
I'm
people.
trying to dig into the gambler's brain, which you have, I do not.
Yes.
So I'm trying to scoop in there and
Okay.
see what's going on,
I'll
and you
answer
can
any
tell me.
questions.
You can
Yes.
tell me.
What
The gambler's brain is not always operating logically. If it were, you wouldn't walk in. You go, or at the very least, you wouldn't play a slot machine. If it has what did you say, an 85 to
Usually
95%, you're not going to win.
No. 85 to 95% payout means that you're only going to get back 85 to 95% of what you put in.
So you're gonna be down.
You're going to be down between 5 and 15% of whatever you put in.
There you go.
Statistically.
And there's a 5 to 15% edge to the house.
I'm just saying the same thing.
Right.
Yeah,
There
5
you
to
go.
15% edge to the house means that's what they're going to take.
Less to you.
Yes.
There you go. Right.
Yes.
But people sit there and feed those machines.
Because it's gambling plays off of the what if mentality, where it's like, I'll sit down at the slot machine. It's all completely random. There's no way they're not rigged, as much as everybody wants to say slot machines do this or get hot or don't. It's from the second you push that button, it all randomizes and picks a pay line, and then that's what happens when you hit the button, right? But at any moment, on any spin, on any play, when you hit that button, it could be that $150,000
your
grand
day.
prize. It could be It is so random that there is no way to figure it out.
And the way that brain works is, ironically, the more you lose, the more you'll play.
No.
Because that's the way a lot of people
You're like, I'm
operate.
closer to winning because
yeah,
I
because you
lost so
go,
much.
this next one's going to hit.
Well, kind of. I mean, you get into a point where you're down so much that you start betting stupid and you start betting too high to try to earn it back or whatever. Like, if you were betting $3 a spin and you're down $200, now you're going to start betting $10 a spin. 'cause
That's
you're
what I'm
like,
talking about. Yeah.
Yes, that is problem gambling.
You're trying to recoup,
That's
and you're not going to recoup.
That's one of the signs
Yeah.
of problem gambling, yes. But for just like a hobby gambler who just wants to go and have a little bit of fun, it's the chance that somebody's gonna win. Somebody is going to hit this. Why wouldn't it be me?
Why not me?
100%.
For the very thing this guy described, that the odds are not in your favor.
Right.
I guess the person who wins, though, odds are not in their favor.
Right. The odds aren't in anybody's favor, but somebody is gonna win.
Somebody will win.
Yes. So
Okay.
the odds will be in the favor for someone.
Yeah.
I've got just as much of a chance as you do, or as Bill does, or as anybody does.
That's
Well,
why
you
I
have more chance than me because I'm not playing.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. You have to play to win, but
As any Pop-A-Shot champion will tell you, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
yes.
Well, that's
right.
actually not
That's
even
why I
true
like
because
blackjack.
it's not a missed shot if you don't take it.
Yeah, it is.
How?
It's not a made shot.
Right.
You
It's
either make
no
'em or miss 'em.
shot. But you have
But
to
if
shoot
we're
it.
in a black and white, there's no gray area. You either make it or you don't, and you didn't
right.
make it.
But
Bill, for the purposes
It's
of
not.
pithy, stupid, motivational phrases,
Yes.
it's,
But that's one that I've always thought was very stupid. I'm like, no, it's not. If you don't take the shot, you didn't make it or miss it. You just didn't take it.
But you also can't claim victory with anything either, right?
I
You
di-
can't.
didn't
you
say
can't,
you could.
you
I'm
can't
just
skip
saying.
those opportunities.
Yeah. I mean, you can.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know if you want to go to the casino and play your best odds, why not go to craps and play like the 50-50 odds basically?
Because that's not fun.
But isn't winning the money fun?
You're not winning in that. You're going to bet $25 and win your bet back. You're sitting there staying even the whole night. If that's fun for you, if you want to stand at a table and watch other people spend money and that's fun for you,
But
then
you
yes.
might lose some.
Losing isn't fun. I don't go there because I want to lose.
But you generally do.
But standing and getting half your bet back or getting your bet back is not an exciting thing to do. People like to gamble because it's exciting.
Yeah, my father-in-law is one of these guys that I consider to be a real gambler because he's not playing that stuff. He's winning poker tournaments. He's playing craps. He's playing blackjack, all these kinds of things, right?
Anyone who takes money into a casino is a gambler.
Right.
Real or not. I
Well,
mean,
but there are games of skill and there are games of chance. Poker, for instance, is not a game of chance. So,
yes, it is. You don't know what cards you're going to get.
poker is still a game of skill. You know
There's
which ones are
more
left.
skill involved, but any game in a casino is a game of chance.
But if you know who has what and what you don't have, for people who know where the cards are,
How would you know that?
A
They
lot
got
of people
7
know that.
decks of cards, and you're playing against 5
a
different people.
lot of people know those things.
I don't know
They
anything
can
about
see.
poker, but
That's how my father-in-law wins poker tournaments. Because
guess.
I'm not, But before we went to Vegas, I was like, you got to give me a crash course. I know blackjack, but I was like, you got to firm me up on that, and you got to give me a crash course on craps. Mm-hmm. Because there's a billion ways you could play craps.
Yes.
Get something right.
craps is very confusing.
It was very confusing. Seemed like a lot of fun, but it was very confusing. So that's why I stuck to blackjack.
Craps is a game you can win a lot of money very, very quickly, or you can lose a lot of money very, very quickly. And it is one of those that it happens so fast that it can be very hard to keep track of. So you might have, if you're pressing every roll that you're winning on, which means you're leaving the bet, instead of taking the money you won back,
Yep.
you're leaving it on the table. If you're pressing it and pressing it and pressing it to hopefully get higher payouts, you could not even notice that you have a few $100s on the table.
Yeah.
And if somebody rolls and you decide to cash out, you're like, oh, damn, I just made $700. Or someone could roll and crap out and you're like, oh, damn, I just lost $700.
I wasn't worried when we started playing because, Bill, every time I would roll beforehand, I would have Gwen blow on the dice.
So then...
And boy, that was my lucky charm.
Yeah, because then it gives the other people at the table COVID, and they have to leave, and you get their money.
Yeah, that's how casinos work.
He's playing
If
chess,
somebody-
they're playing checkers.
Somebody gets sick because of you, you get their money.
Anyone
Right.
who goes into a casino with the 100% true feeling of, I am going to win, is stupid.
Now, why is it that in other parts of life, that's just called putting it out into the universe?
You're not betting money in other parts of your life.
You're betting other things.
Not
You're
your
betting
paycheck.
You're betting time.
Sure.
Time is money.
Sure. But if you're taking $500 into a casino with the thought, I'm going to come out with $1,500, you're an idiot.
I'm coming out. Yeah, but nobody goes in like that, really. I mean, that's
mean,
where the mental illness part of it comes in.
That's what I'm saying is that I think that people, I mean, at least what my dad always taught me, and he was a severe gambler. He had a very horrible gambling problem, was that you only take in what you're willing to lose. So if you can lose $100, that's what you take in with you. Don't take in your debit card. Don't take in anything else.
And his issue was that he took more in than he could
Yes.
lose.
It's when you go back to the ATM, or if you can
I
really
see.
only afford to lose 100 and you take 1,000.
That's a jump.
Well, that's what
a
people
leap.
do. People
1,000,
will do that.
Not 150, not 200.
No.
They go, I only have 100. I'll take out 1,000.
Yes.
Wow.
Because that might be all the money they have. But like, I'll double it. Then what? You know? You cannot think of it
And
that
then
way.
they don't, and they go, oh, that was my mortgage payment.
Yes.
That stinks.
Which is why you go in and you're just like, I'm just going to have some fun today.
Yeah, that sounds less fun to me. That doesn't sound like the fun part of...
Well, you're not an addict. That's how addicts think. People who have a gambling addiction,
Why
which
don't they
is...
stop thinking like that?
Right, but
Seems bad
addicts-
for 'em.
but-
It's how your brain is wired.
Right, but the pain and pleasure in any addiction gets tilted very quickly. So if you
Yeah.
get to that point of gambling, it can't be fun at all anymore.
No, it's not.
You're compelled to do it, but
Correct.
it can't be fun.
No.
The fun's long gone.
No, when you are
Because you're still
addicted...
chasing that first hit.
When you're addicted to anything, it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not like when
Well,
I was an alcoholic, it was
little
not
bit.
fun.
It was at the beginning.
It was at the beginning, and that's what ropes you in.
Yeah.
But yeah, if someone's an addict and they're spending their mortgage payment, no, that's not fun anymore. It's sad.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that some people can go in with $100 and be like, yeah, we're just going to hang out tonight. This is how we're going to spend our Friday night.
Yeah.
And that's when you're like, why would you play a slot? Because it's entertaining. There's pictures.
And $100 will go fast.
Free games and whatever.
No, there's pictures. You say there's pictures?
Yeah, depending on the slot machine you
They
play.
are colorful.
They're fun.
It does look like an arcade. That's
Yeah.
That's
part
how they
that
lure
gets
you in.
Yeah.
Sounds
The adult
and lights
arcade.
and
Oh, you get-
free
no.
games and
Yep.
progressives and
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh, let's hang out.
Like
Hey.
I had a costume party at one of the casinos, and when everything was like all done, like the lights were kind of dimmed, and the glare of the machines, I was like, this is so alluring. Like I just want to sit there. I'm like, well, maybe if I could. I was like, nope, you're not putting in one damn dollar. You came here to work, not to play. I'm like, but it's only $1. Like they were getting me. I was having like an internal like conflict with myself.
I could afford $1.
You could have afforded $1. You just didn't want to get lured in. Is that what it was?
Because I knew $1. I'm like, I also have another $1. Like
another $1.
I could use this $1. Like it ain't going nowhere. I was just going to use it on Chipotle anyways. Like,
wow. I can stand to not have a burrito today if I win $100.
Mm-hmm.
I had to look at my luck. I'm like,
on the Klondike jackpots.
I'm like, you are not a lucky person, Cody. Like, don't try to.
Well, not with that attitude, you're not.
But yeah, everything in a casino is meant to keep you there longer. And people who do have like gambling addiction, slot machines are set up to make you play for longer than you would have originally played.
That's why I noticed it was very, very helpful. The casino we were at, there were clocks everywhere. Yeah, so you knew exactly what time it was. You knew when it was time to leave.
How many times I've played for 6 hours and be like, damn, I didn't eat anything today. I'm so friggin' hungry.
Your eyes bleed like this.
The only thing I ate were my words.
So thirsty. I haven't peed in 8 hours.
Oh, boy. I got a break. If you want to text for something, 35192.